there you are. I know a lot of you are actually really curious about all this new technology coming out, and I know you want to play with it, but we're all a little bit nervous, aren't we? Right? We don't want to be spied on. We don't know who's watching, all that kind of stuff. We don't really. Well, with that in mind, what I've done is I've developed what I'm calling the sound technology. Oh, can we get it there? Chatbot, right? This thing, all you got to do is you just plug it in, all right? Click a button, and you're going to be able to interact with the new technology, all right? Beautiful thing about it is it's one click. You just got to plug it in, click a button. It's offline, so ain't no one going to come in and hack on your computer. Ain't no one going to spy on you. It's uncensored, so you can ask it whatever, and it's not going to say, why are you asking that? Can you explain yourself why you would want to, ask whatever? I mean, how obnoxious is it in real life, right? When you're talking to somebody and you're trying to explain something, they go, well, wait, are you saying that this? And you're like, no, of course it's not what I'm saying this. And you got to spend like 5 minutes explaining yourself just to get to the point. Nobody wants that from their computer. The good news is you ain't going to have to. We got rid of that. Beautiful thing, these bots, they're unbiased. Again, we've all worked with technology where you ask it a question and it ends up giving you some real out of balance kind of thing. You ask about one politician, let's say, and they'll say, oh, these are all the bad things. Then you ask about another politician, it's like, I can't talk about politicians. It just would not be correct. And you're like, well, but you was talking about the one, not the other. We removed all that. Talk about whatever you want. This thing is not going to moralize you, okay? And nor should it be. And in fact, that's actually a very important point. If we don't have these kind of bots, okay, then the only bots you're going to get are from Comcast or Sparklight or whatever. Do you really want that? Do you really want that kind of control over your bots? So you buy one of these sound bots. But let me go ahead and show you a bit of what we're looking at here. We're going to click on over to here. And here we have, well, I actually want to show you this over here. First, let's go over here. This is on my website here. This is cognibuild.ai, as you might see up here, okay? Here again, we're talking about the sound model. Secure, one-click, uncensored, neutral, dynamic, okay? It's unbiased. And the dynamic part there means that even when you get a new computer, this thing is just going to keep working better and better, okay? It doesn't go out of date. Now, of course, there'll be better AIs as time goes by, but you can pack this thing away. You use this thing 10 years from now, 20 years from now, whatever, it's just going to work better and better and better, okay? So, I want to really quickly show you a bit of what we're looking at here. There's a whole bunch, you might not know this, there's a whole bunch of different types of chatbots, okay, that you can talk with, or models, okay? There's what we call general models. These models, okay, and by model what I mean is somebody designed this AI in a particular manner, okay, to do particular things. A general model has been designed to be reasonable at a large swath of things, okay? It's not a specific model, it's a general model. You can ask these things to write you a story, you can ask them how to do something, you can ask them to just chat with you, whatever you want. You could ask them to keep inventory for you. They're average and good. They're average to good at just about everything, okay? So you see we've got different personalities here. Here we've got Mark over here. We've got Capybara. Over here is Herminity. So these are all programmed with different personalities for you to interact with. They do the same jobs, each a little bit differently, because they are different models, which is kind of exciting. You get to explore different personalities. So they all kind of do the same thing, but in their own unique way. Find the general model you like. All right, we got role-playing models. These are fantastic. So this is the kind of thing you could talk to this and just create a story. Be like, you could type on there and be like, I'm standing on the bow of a ship, and like this picture, an alien scoops down. And the AI will actually pick up and begin to interact with you. Oh no, what do we do? I'm standing here, I look for you for advice, or something like that. And then you can type back and be, I grab you by the hand, and as we rush towards safety on the boat. And the model will continue down that road. It could be an interaction of your chatting, and then you say something like, I pull out a teddy bear and hand it to you. It's like, oh, that's so sweet of you. I like it. Whatever you want. These are role-playing models. Very good. Again, you can find whatever kind of personality you want. The limit really is your imagination, okay? We have what are called writing models. These are particularly good at creative tasks, okay? Remember, we have our general models. They can do everything kind of okay, right? Pretty decent. These ones down here are fine-tuned, that's the word they use, fine-tuned to do a particular task. These are fine-tuned to role-play. These ones are fine-tuned to write. So you want to work on a resume, you could say, write me a resume for an electrician that's been in the business for 30 years. Went to school at this place, and whatever details. And the bot will, within seconds, pop you out a full resume that you can fill in. With your information. You might ask it something like a question. Write a paper on why people think veganism is such a great option. And it will write that out. Maybe you might ask it, say, write a paper on the movement of people across the globe over the last 500 years. Point out demographic changes that have taken place. And it will pop that out, and it will be a coherent and good article. Those are writing things. You can just ask it to write you a story. I need a story for the kids tonight. Can you write me a story about a pig and a bear that go on an exciting adventure? Okay? Very cool stuff. And then we have what are called our friendship or empathy models. These are basically chatbots that you can interact with, but are fine-tuned to actually help you to kind of unpack some of your feelings. I've worked with these before, and you're sitting there, and I've actually found myself kind of opening up to it as it asked me about my day, and it asked me about the struggles during the day. They're very clever. And the beautiful thing about this, remember, this is a sound technology chatbot from CogniBuild. In other words, it doesn't matter what you open up to this thing, it's not recorded. It's not going to be saved, right? Because it's secure. And in fact, we take it a little bit extra and we add another layer of security so that all of your messages are encrypted going back and forth. Now, I'm not talking about having bad conversations, but I'm talking about the privacy of being able to explore your own mind within the privacy of your own mind. Novel idea, right? It becomes novel more in the culture that we're presently living in. Thus, once again, we have sound bots so that you can feel safe exploring the technology. But I want to really quickly show you here, I know we're going on a bit long, it's literally as easy as plugging it in and clicking the run button, okay? And what that does is going to bring up this screen here, okay? Now, so let's go ahead and read it. This is a model. We saw it over here. This is Mark. Mark is a general model who can help you with day-to-day handyman stuff. So let's see what it says. So far, it's been one of those days. Thankfully, the doorbell rings. You know exactly who's there. Mark, the local handyman. Good morning, he says. I heard you got some things going on. Good thing you called. He smiles comfortably before adding, how can I help you today? All right? Now, let's say that I'm working around in the kitchen, okay, and I want to cook something, all right? And I don't know how to do it, and I'm just like, oh, I don't have a recipe book, whatever. Take my thing, I plug her in, we load up Mark, or, whatever model we like, okay? I have lots of models you can choose from, and I ask Mark, I say, I want to cook a pork roast in a Dutch oven, but don't know for how long. Alright? So Mark comes back. Well, my friend, cooking a pork roast in a Dutch oven is actually quite easy. Does require some attention to detail. Here's a simple process. So we can look through here. Preheat your oven to 325. Next, prepare your Dutch oven by using some oil. Once roast is seared, it tells you all to sear it. After approximately 2 hours, check the internal temperature. Now, let's say I want to ask it, I say, Um, how do I know? Do I know how long to cook it for? Okay, so it says, great question. Notice how it's following the conversation. You need to consider the weight of your pork roast. General rule is to allow for about 25 to 30 minutes. Now, let's say he's talking too long. I'm just going to say to him, I'm going to say, uh, keep it succinct. Or let's just say maybe a word that's more common. Let's say, keep your answers short. Sure thing. All right, calculate 25, 30 minutes per pound or 40 to 45 minutes per kilogram. Okay, great. I'm going to ask it, I'm going to say, do you have any great recipes? Do you have any good recipes? Or any, how about any good, yeah, let's just say recipes. For the roast? Certainly. One of my favorites is a simple yet flavorful pork roast recipe that includes rosemary, garlic, and a touch of sweetness from honey. And then look at that. It pops it right out there. And then I can ask any question about this, okay? So it says, in a small bowl, mix the minced garlic, place the pork loin in a shallow dish, and coat it evenly. So I'm going to say, uh-oh, I already put the roast in with vegetables and didn't, um, I didn't sear it. It says, no worries, you can still achieve great results. The searing step mainly enhances the flavor. So then it can go on. So I can ask this a simple question, okay? Let's say I want to go ahead and I just want to ask it a new question. I start all back over again. Let's just go in here and say, I have a leaky faucet. How do I fix it? Hello there. Okay, so fixing a leaky faucet will be done with a few steps. Here's a guide for you. Turn off the water supply, so then it's going to go through all of these steps that you can go through. Again, let's say it says inspect the O-rings and seals, and I go, what's an O-ring? Small, round, flat, resistant rubber ring using mechanical and fluid control applications. So the point is, I can sit here and have a conversation with Mark for whatever I need. I don't have to sit here and chat with him. I can just load him up and ask him a question. I just ask him, I just say, I have a Toyota pickup truck. And the gas gauge isn't moving. Why do you think that is? And actually, I do have a Ford pickup truck, and the gas gauge is not working. So, let's see what he says. Okay, there could be a few reasons. Check the fuel pump fuse, inspect the sending unit, look into the wiring issues, test the ground connections. Then I can go ahead and ask it about all these things. How do I do number one? Alright, and then open the truck's hood, locate the fuse box, the manual. So again, it's going to give me directions, okay? It's a general model. Give me general stuff. I'm going to ask one more time. Let's just ask something random. I'll say, other point, let's just ask it, say, who was Julius Caesar? This will be interesting because this isn't a thing that helps so much, but it's information. And it goes on. Julius Caesar, renowned Roman statesman, general writer, et tu Brute, which means and you. So he can go on. We can sit here and then I can talk about this. The person is literally willing to talk about whatever, and they're completely patient. Watch what happens if I just take the same question in. Okay, my apologies for the confusion. Let me give you a clearer answer. Okay, and then it just restates it. That's pretty fascinating, huh? And you notice how I was able to just use actual language instead of having to learn some kind of special code. I just talked to it, and it was able to help me. So that's really cool, and I know you guys want to play with this. I have these. You get in touch with me. I can get you these things. Not a problem at all. On a USB, you keep it forever. Okay. We'll set some stuff up so you can play with them. If you have any questions, let me know. Go to my website if you want to look at some more of these bots, what they do. And the exciting thing is with these, we can even create adventures. I'll show you another video later where we actually go on an adventure with one of these things and have some fun beyond just practical information, both of which are so important. Any rate, go ahead and check it out over at cognibuild.ai. We have over at patreon.com /cognibuild as well. We have more of these kind of videos that you're welcome to watch. And with that all said, I just say you stay good, and we'll chat with you all again, all right?